Everybody, welcome back to day 2 on honesty. Yesterday we started this weekly theme with an examination of being honest inside before we can become honest in the world. I hope you guys have taken some time to think about how that affects you in your own life and what you can do internally to overcome the lies that we tell ourselves. So many of the things that we will do together over the next few weeks are laid in that basis of not lying to yourself, to really identify where we're headed. Today I would like to kind of move that along and into the why. Why is that important? Why do I need to be honest all the time? I mean, I live in a world where there's fake news and there's all these things on TV, and everybody's algorithm gives them a different feed of information, and it's really all subjective, and it's what you believe, and you manifest your own reality. We live in that kind of a world right now. And it's easy to get lost in those worldly messages about truth and honesty. And I think that what I want to communicate is that foundationally in my life, and I think you'll find it true in your life also, is that truth for me means order, and it means a life that I can thrive in. And when I am dishonest, that is nothing but dysfunction and chaos. And it doesn't matter why I'm dishonest, because I have tried to bend the truth for all of the right reasons. I've tried to bend the truth because I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or I've tried to withhold the truth because I was going to handle a thing, and I'll just make sure that gets done before I let them know. No matter what the reason is for being dishonest, I have found in my life that the outcome is always exponentially worse than just telling the truth. And even beyond that, I think that I had a tilt that thought the truth was boring, maybe, that it was fun to author my own reality through this dishonesty or this manipulation of other people. And I found the opposite to be true now in my life, that when I tell the truth, when I'm honest, when I lay my soul bare to other people, when I really communicate and say that I'm wrong, and I'm willing to take those consequences and change as a person, that's when God starts to open up the next chapters of a life that is more exciting than what I could have ever imagined. That's the action, the being honest with myself and others. That is the action that opens up a life worth living, a life that is exciting, a life that has elements that I couldn't have planned on. It all starts with honesty. And so, I just encourage you in your own life today to examine where you can be a little bit more honest, where you can improve your communication, where you can maybe bring somebody in on a secret, maybe be willing to take some consequences for something that you've done, and go ahead and step out onto honesty. I guarantee you God's there, and it doesn't mean there won't be consequences. It doesn't mean that whoever you're telling, maybe you've withheld information, it doesn't mean that person's going to be happy about it. What it does mean is that you can begin to solve that problem. You can begin to move forward. And I think that is at the basis of everything that we're going to do over the next few weeks. The basis is we all want to be able to sleep at night, to be able to go to bed in good conscience and wake up ready to really be effective in the world. And so I would encourage you to do that. Find those things in your life where maybe you've got somebody that you need to tell something to. Maybe you need to, maybe you need to get honest about things that you haven't gotten honest about in a long time. God's always waiting on you to unburden your soul of that stuff. Go ahead and get it out there, man. Connect with your fellow human being. I think you'll find that, often, when we start to get honest internally and then it becomes who we are externally, that's when real relationships start to form, and that's when real joy starts to form in our life. And that's what I want for you guys, because that's what I've seen in my own life and my own experience by going through this process of brutal honesty. And I want to tell you this, it doesn't mean that we're here to hurt people's feelings and say things just to unburden ourselves. We'll talk about that later down the road when it comes to that thing. But I think that we can all sit there and go, you know what, I could be a little bit more truthful about this thing. Or you know what, I think that I've hidden this for a little too long, and I'm at least going to bring one other person in on it. It doesn't have to be public. I'm going to bring somebody else in on this deception that I've got going on in my head, and I'm going to get their perspective. So I hope you can do those things. I hope that if you have questions, send me an email, leave me a comment, shoot me a DM. I look forward to communicating with everybody. I look forward to getting to know everybody that's watching this channel. And so that's honesty. Go out there, try being honest a little bit, see if it changes your life. So that's all I know, and God knows the rest. God bless you all and have a wonderful day.